Hi everyone, so happy December. I'm back at you with another video. I don't know what I'm trying to do. I used to do monthly favorites, but I think the month would pass way too quickly and sometimes I would get stuck on old favorites. Since y'all always asking me like what are my faves, I thought I would come at you with a 2019 favorites, let you see what's up, what's in my life, what I love and hold dearly to my heart. If you want skincare or if you want like clothes or even my favorite like thrifted stuff, for example, let me know. I would love to do that for you. But let's get into the makeup. Spoiler alert, I've tried to use all of the makeup that I'm gonna be talking about on my face so you can see what sort of effect it gives. And I'm also gonna be introducing to you the brushes that I use, how I use them, and like why I choose these brushes, okay? These brushes are all like per se. Everything I'm talking about that I'm loving suits my skin, like my skin tone. I'm very warm based, like very medium. And it's also like a combination, slightly on the sensitive side skin. I know some of you don't believe in the power of primers, but I feel like it adds such a big difference into how like your skin looks. I think base is very, very important. I do work a little bit of coverage into my skin, and I also want to make sure that my skin has dimension, because if you just cover everything up with like a very flat looking foundation, your skin is gonna look it doesn't look very natural, and then as the day goes on, like the way it wears on your skin, it just doesn't look that great. So I'm a big fan of primers. Because I do have combination skin, I use a combination of matte and dewy primers, but this matte one is pretty good. It's new, it's from It Cosmetics. It's the Your Skin But Better Primer Plus Oil Free. So It Cosmetics released this in the later half of the year and it's been really nice. It almost feels like a lightweight gel moisturizer that really sinks into your skin and it dries like really fast. It feels like nothing. It's super weightless, and I feel like it does a pretty good job of controlling my oil and making my makeup last longer anyway. I do wear glasses, and like I said, I do like blow my nose a lot and then it gets oily also. It's like I said, it's the fiesta. I feel like this does a really good job of making it sort of sit nicely. So I'll apply this on my T-zone, but I would apply these on my cheeks. Out of all three of these, I would just like to talk about this first. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter for Superstar Youth Glow. I love it so much. My favorite YouTuber is Samantha Ravendall, and she, for like 2 years, cannot stop talking about this bloody product. And for the longest time, right, Charlotte Tilbury wasn't in Singapore, and I was always on beautybay.com just like looking at the product, like adding it to my cart and being like, I had to go off of swatches online to be like, is this my color? I think so. And I was like, better not. Like, let's just wait until maybe I go to the UK or I go to the US and then I will buy. So for a whole year, I didn't buy it. And then Charlotte Tilbury came to Singapore and I was like, okay, just take my money lah. Like, what are you doing here? I swatched it. Number 4 was my color. I told ya, I'm a medium bitch. So I looked at it and I was like, oh, like drooling, right? You know when you hype something up in your brain, it's like a Tinder date, right? You go and then you're like, I'm ready, and it sucks and you're like, oh my god. Erase. No leh. Like this is, I love it. You can use this as a highlighter, you can use this as a primer, put it underneath your foundation, or you can mix it in with your foundation. When I'm going out and I don't want to put on any makeup, the only thing I put on is this, because I just feel a little like, ooh. This has no sparkle. It's just a sheen. It's just a glow. It gives you a Hollywood Flawless Filter for Superstar Youth Glow. I don't know what to say, guys. It's so ooh, and you're like, oh, like did you get like a $500 like facial or laser treatment? Oh, really good. And it was really expensive, but you get a lot of product. I'm just gonna encourage you to try it out at Sephora. Just let me know how it goes, okay? I have alternatives, okay? This is from Cezanne, this is from Excel, so these are Japanese beauty brands, and this is from Pixi. Because this is like a water-based, so it's translucent with a pearl finish. It's very nice, and even though it looks like it's very small, I've not used like half of it up. So if you like very natural makeup, if you want to use this for work, or if you just like have oily skin and you don't want anything more on your face, the Cezanne one is the way to go. And then between the Pixi and the Excel, I would say the Pixi is stronger. It has a peachier glow. I don't think you need both of these. I think you can just choose whether you want a pinkish glow, a golden glow, or a peachy glow. Between these two, I definitely reach for the Pixi one more. It's very beautiful. This is the Flawless Beauty Primer. I like to think of the Pixi one as as a very blendable blush highlight because it does give a little bit of color, and I really like it for the tops of my cheeks for that reason. And because the Pixi one is a lot more obvious in the way that it shows up on your skin, you can use very little amounts to sort of sheer it out. And then the XL Glow Luminizer UVs do the same thing as well, and they also have SPF 28, which is nice because you know high points of your cheeks is gonna burn. And yeah, they're great. Okay, next up, foundations. I'm gonna go through the everyday sheer light coverage ones first because that's just the one that I use the most. It's a little rushed. It's proof that I love and use it all the time. I'm almost out of it. So this is from The Ordinary. It is the serum foundation and mine is in the shade 2.0 YG. I'm not able to find it anywhere and I don't know if they just decided to discontinue it or what, but yeah, it's really stressing me out. It's so good. This is a foundation that honestly does feel like a serum. It's so light, it's so water-based, like it's the lightest, most beautiful coverage ever. For the first half of the year, my skin was like pretty okay, I think. So I was using this a lot and I was just like, you know, dabbing a little bit of concealer. Sometimes I didn't even need to. It just provides such a nice wash of color, just to not make you look patchy, just to make you look a little bit put together, and it never felt like cloggy or gross or anything. And I don't set it, I don't think. Yeah, I don't have to because it's just so lightweight and so watery. It really just like becomes one with your skin. It's so nice. I love it. And it's really cheap too. And it's not necessarily like a favorite from this year. Like I didn't discover it this year, but I've just been using it so much this year that I felt like I needed to mention it. And then this is something that I discovered this year. Oh my god, like time really flies, yeah. This is also from IT Cosmetics. It's the Your Skin But Better CC Plus oil-free matte sort of cream. It has SPF 40 for both UVA and UVB. I got sent this like in March or in April, like earlier in the year, with the matte one, with the glowy one, and then the normal one. But I find myself gravitating towards the matte one a lot. But if you also have the glowy one, it's good to put it on your cheeks. That's what I'll do. But yeah, I really love the matte one. It gives a very nice soft matte finish. It does very well with like oil control. I do still get a little bit oily, but less oily than how I feel like my other stuff would show. It has a little bit more coverage than the serum foundation and you can also build it up. I use them on videos sometimes as well. It's just very chill. What did I use today? Did I use this? Yeah, I use this. This is the brush that I've been using to blend out my foundation and my concealer. Oh my god, it's changed my life. I love this brush so much. I use it every single day. I bring it with me on every single trip. It's so good. This is from also IT Cosmetics. It came with, you know, the set to try and I was like, dude. I can't explain how having a good foundation and concealer brush really changes your life. For the longest time, I was using something that's similar to this, but a lot more dense and a lot less flexible in terms of the bristles. And the concealer brush, I was using something like this, just a little bit bigger and denser, but I feel like it couldn't get into my eyes like that well. This one gets into my crevices, underneath my eyes, right above my brows. This blends out everything beautifully. And because they're double-sided, you can just sort of switch back and forth and it's just so handy. I love it with this foundation. I love it with all my other foundations. This is by far the best brush I've ever tried. It's so convenient. I don't even really reach for my beauty blender or anything else anymore unless I want to do something very high coverage, because I feel like this one does a pretty good job of shearing and blending your stuff out and it doesn't eat your product. So love it. Okay, for dressier days, I'm gonna do a quick mention. I don't really use these very often unless I'm going for like a shoot or like a very important event that I need to look like extra like glam for. Okay, this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. Tried and tested. I've been using it for a while now. It's really good. It sets beautifully. It stays on your skin the whole day. It does amazing at oil control and I would say this is a higher coverage than this. So this is from Fenty. This is the Pro Filtr Soft Matte Foundation. I use the shade 210 and this is great for like a medium coverage. On days that I need a little bit more than just like a serum foundation or a CC cream and something not quite as intense as a double wear, because the double wear, it's so like pigmented and it's so like rich, right? That if your skin tone's just even a little bit off, you can tell quite easily. I feel like the Fenty Beauty is a little bit more forgiving in that way. It does give you a very soft and velvety finish. It doesn't cake up your face at all. It just looks beautiful. So yeah, these are my two honorable mentions. Alright, on to concealers. I have 3 for y'all. I'm sorry, for every product, I just cannot pick my favorite. For like different events, for different agendas, for different budgets even, like we just need a range, right? So I'm just giving y'all like options because these really are my faves. So this one is my all-time fave, I wanna say. This is the Fenty Beauty Instant Retouch Concealer. As you can tell from the iconic packaging, I tend to go with exactly my skin tone, which is 210. This is so versatile if you want to put it underneath your eyes, on your blemishes. Because it has a doe foot applicator, I don't recommend you directly putting it onto your blemishes. I wouldn't recommend it for any concealer with a doe foot applicator. I think it blends very well. I think it sits on your skin really beautifully, and I think it lasts a pretty long time as well. So yeah, something very comparable to the Fenty if you don't want to spend that kind of money on concealer is actually the Fit Me concealer. I don't think necessarily it's a dupe because I still think the Fit Me is a little bit lighter, but on days where I feel that I just want to cover up a little bit of my dark eye circles or a little bit of like pigmentation or dark spots, you know, like those pimples that already healed but they sort of just want to hang around like a shadow of them or like threatening to come back. You just want to be like, okay, bye, like send you on your way. I use the Fit Me. The whole year I've just been using it. It's almost done already. And for the longest time, I really hate this part of the applicator. It just kept coagulating the product here and it kept smearing all over like the contents in my bag, all the other makeup products. It was just such a mess. So I keep it upright on my vanity and turns out I have been using a lot of it. This is one of the really good lightweight concealers that actually works well. You know what I mean, right? When they're too light or when they're too blendable, sometimes they just sort of fade into oblivion. Like 2 hours later, you're like, then I apply for what? You know? This concealer, the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer. Oh boy. I still love the Makeup Forever Ultra HD like concealer that looks like this but skinnier and longer, but those are like $50 a tube and it doesn't have my exact perfect shade, so I'm in between Y31 and Y33, so I had to buy both to mix it together, right? Annoying? Yeah, I think so. This is an extremely thick, extremely creamy concealer. You need just the tiniest amount and it blends like a dream. So if you have very strong dark eye circles that you just cannot find something to help, you can try this. But I also like this on my blemishes. It's kind of perfect. You don't even need to set it. You can blend it with your fingers. I think the warmth of your fingers actually helps sort of like ease it out a little just because it's so thick and creamy. I use this when I'm like having a bad breakout, you know, one of those like 3D pimples. It's like really enjoyed this, so I thought I would just give this a quick little shout out. Also because it's like $45, which is $5 less than the Makeup Forever one. Alright, moving on to powders. I have 3 powders to share with you today. Again, this is from Fenty. They're really like knocking it out of the park of the beige products, I feel. The Pro Filtr Instant Retouch Setting Powder, and I have it in Butter, which is a light skin tone, translucent sort of color. It's just, it just gives you like the nicest, most natural finish. There's no white cast. It's not super heavy. It just gives you like a soft focus, especially on camera. Right now you can see I sort of powdered my T-zone and a little bit like underneath my nose, like the sides here, because like I said, I'm like a fiend for them tissues and blowing around like so this is honestly really great and it's so much product as well. I forgot how much it was, but I personally really like it. So, and this one I actually bring with me for touch-ups. This is actually the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. It's oil-free, gives you a matte finish, and it's air-fine texture. It says up to 16 hours. I like to use a brush for it, but in a pinch, I will use the sponge underneath right here. There's also a little mirror right here. But this thing, it just detached on its own. The screw came out. I don't know. I'm not that rough with my makeup, so I really don't know how that happened. I'm still using it. It does so well, especially when you're very shiny and you just need a quick like mattifying without moving anything. It's just so good. You can get in like the sides of your nose here, like bam. It's so nice. And it's very affordable. It's from the drugstore, so I really like it. I have mine in the shade 200, which is natural beige. And this one, oh my god. This is the Invincible Setting Powder from Supergoop. I got this because I'm trying to find a way to reapply my sunscreen throughout the day without like, you know, having to put sunscreen on top of my makeup or removing my entire face of makeup. There aren't a lot of companies that actually do like sunblock powders. This is a loose setting powder that's meant for on the go that has SPF 45, so I don't know if it's meant to be a sunblock powder anyway, but I just keep it in my little baggie. It does tend to get so messy because there's no way to sort of stop it. And I chose like a translucent. You can also choose like light, medium and dark, but medium is very dark. Like it's way darker than me. the normal medium. So I would just say be careful, get something maybe like translucent or something. It's 100% mineral and sweat resistant. But I do use this on the go when I'm outdoors, when I'll be out for a long time and I need that like extra sun protection. I've shown you quite a lot of these brushes. Like, I don't know if you've seen in my Chatty Get Ready With Me's, I use this to set a lot of my loose powders, not even the Fenty one, just any. Oh, it's so good. This is a handmade brush that I found on Taobao. It's so soft, it's so well done, it's beautiful, and I think for a handmade brush it really wasn't that expensive. I just discovered it this year, so I really like it, but you really don't have to get this exact same one. Just get something that's a little bit more tapered and a little bit more bristly, so it just, you know, it's a little bit lighter on your skin rather than sort of caking on the powder. You want to be able to sweep it off very easily as well. And if you want to set your under eyes like a bit better, right, you should get something a little bit smaller than this. Alright, moving on to brows. I have two to show you. Just the one that I use pretty much every day. This is the Precisely My Brow. It's from Benefit. It's just so good. I actually gravitate towards this a lot more just because it does a really good job of staying on your skin. I find that when I do it a little bit thicker and more defined, it frames my face better, and I feel like the Precisely My Brow has been so good for that. This is in shade 3. That's because my shade 4 ran out, but I also like shade 5. I just like dark brows. So if you have like brown hair, if you have like a lighter skin tone, you could go with 3, but I do feel like this is a little bit brown for me just because I have dark hair and I'm so used to having like grayish, blackish eyebrows. It just gives you such a nice point, like it's really sharp and it's never broken off on me. It's just beautiful. Yeah, it's really great. My new discovery for 2019 that I love. This is from Mistine. It's a Thai brand. If you've not been watching my Bangkok makeup haul, what are you doing? Oh my god. Okay, this is just so great. Okay, this is the 3D Brow Secret Brow Set. I've got two because one of them is shade number 1 and one of them is shade number 3, and I just want to show you all the difference. Allow me to demonstrate. Brow pencil, and then brow powder, okay? And then a brow mascara, all in one product, about $10. Shade 1 is a dark brown, shade 2 is a light brown, and then shade 3 is supposed to be black. But I did use shade 3 today because I usually keep shade 1 in my makeup bag because it has all 3. It's just very easy to like touch up, right? And I got shade 3 because I thought it would be black, but it's actually more of a grey. Quite ashy, and I was a bit like, oh, that's a bit too grey for me. Now, the brow pencil can be a little fat. When it comes fresh, it's like super sharp and you're like so happy and life is great. But then it does get a little bit chubby. So I would say it's a little bit more of a technique, like you just always have to be at an angle so that it sharpens itself and it doesn't get too stubby. And also the brow mascara is great. It gives your eyebrows like the perfect like mascara, like thicker, chunkier look without making it look a little bit messy or goopy at all. It's so good. I love it. All for like 10 bucks. Oh my god, love it. Okay, moving on to eyeshadows. I'm gonna just shout this out right here. Okay, this is the super shot shadow. I don't know who needs to hear it, but this is like the best single like super sharp shadow from Colourpop ever. It's called Wattles. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Look at it. Wow. Pearlescent, plummy, some peachy undertones to it. It's beautiful. I have it all over my lid now with like other colors lah. You can layer it on as a smoky eye. Gives your eyes so much dimension and like a look. Or you can use it alone, just single. Wash it across the lid. Oh my god, it's beautiful. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I think you can even use it as a blush. The most beautiful formula as well. It's just super sharp shadows are so creamy and so beautiful. So this is, you know, fantastic. Just putting it out there. But these two are my favorite palettes, okay? Love, love, love. Gotta go into this one first. This was equivalent to the Hollywood Flawless Filter for Superstar Youth Glow last year. So I've been wanting to get this the whole of last year. And then finally at the end of last year, my friend Bernice, okay, works at Urban Decay. She got me a little discount. So I was like, yes. So I got it. It's the Born to Run palette. I just find it so cool. Okay, I don't think it's that travel friendly because it doesn't have a latch. It's like magnetic and it's very heavy. But it just has like all these like little photos of like traveling and stuff. Huge ass mirror, you can see this, and look at the colors. It has such a wonderful mix of neutrals and colors. That's why I think they sort of market it as a travel palette, because you can get so many looks and it's so versatile. Like as a palette, it's so great. And every single one of these colors, right, I don't have it or I can't find it in just like a normal neutral palette or in any other palette. Like this sort of crease shade, for example, it's called Weekender. I have it blended up all the way. Oh, it's lighter and slightly more pinkish than your average crease shade. The transitions are so smooth with this one. All of these colors are beautiful. They blend like a dream. Every time I feel stuck or I feel like I need something special, I'm always like excitedly like taking this out. It's always sitting at like the palette stand and I'm like ready to dish it out. It's just a brilliant palette. Like I really, really love it. And this year, my favorite find is the So Jaded palette. I saw Kathleen's video of this palette when she first launched it, when she said it's gonna be available the next day. And I remember I was in Bangkok at that time and I was like, I'm not gonna buy it lah, I'm not gonna buy it. I don't need so many palettes. And then she went through all of the swatches and it's really so beautiful. It looks really messy, it looks really like incomprehensible, but this is a good secondary palette to anyone who already has a good neutrals palette or who has a good primary palette, you know, a palette that you first initially work with. These are just colors that, like the Born to Run, are difficult to find in any other palette. I don't like that there are these two glitters here. I don't use them. I don't know why. Kathleen was like, you can put them in your hair. I'm like, what the? Because these are not eye safe. Who puts glitter in their hair? No, no ma'am. Oh my god. Okay, if you put glitter in your hair, I'm happy for you, but that's not my life, okay? I love the number of mattes that she included. I love that she has a matte brow bone and then she has like a bunch of these very, very shimmery tones. And the formula on this feels like a super shock. I don't know if it is. I think there are a couple of super shocks here. I can just sit here and talk to you about how many different shades and looks I can come up with this because it's just so exciting. When they first said like it's a mega palette, I got kind of scared, but actually it's not that big lah. Like if you look at my face, it's not that huge. It's quite small. My hands are tiny. It's not like a mega palette that you have to worry about. I have traveled with this as well. I love it. I really, really like it. I think it's worth your money. Now, for brushes. This is actually from Etude House. It's a Christmas set. It was part of the whole Etude House like Rudolph collection for Christmas. It also comes with like a small little sparkly little case that you can travel with. But I just want to give this a shout out because I think if you're a beginner and you don't really know how to use different brushes, or if you want to get good quality brushes but you don't want to have so many, or you just want to know how to work with the few most basic brushes, I feel like these are fantastic. So this, it's a buffing brush slash shader brush. You can definitely use it to highlight your brow bone, buff out a crease. I don't use this as much because I have a lot more of these buffing shader brushes that are slightly smaller. To me, I just feel like it's a little bit big, but these two are really such gems. This is a small blending brush. It's so good at blending colors, blending out your lines. It's so good at smoking stuff out. It's really like the perfect size, because I feel like sometimes with any other blending brush, if you buy a brush like this, they're usually quite big. So if you see the difference between these two, you can get a lot more precise with this color, especially when you're trying to blend out something with like a transition color and you don't want to bring it too far up your eyes. And then this last one here, oh my god, I love this. This is good for packing on color, for packing on glitter, for applying color or smoking out your lower lashes, even as an inner highlight. And it's really affordable. For 3 brushes and a little like carry set, it's like $20. I think it's worth it lah. Next up, these two. I got this as part of like the Christmas advent calendar from Look Fantastic, so I don't know where you can get it besides Look Fantastic. This is the Luxe 121 and 141 mini tapered and mini round. Ooh, guys, brands come up with more brushes of this size because they really help make your eye look so much more precise. Sometimes if you're bad at blending or everything looks muddy or it just doesn't look that great, I think it might also be the size of your brushes, because when we look at YouTubers and they're like blending out of their beautiful brushes, most of the time they have way bigger eyes, way higher creases. You and me, you know, like we're stuck with our like lower lids, you know. I had double eyelids and I still look like this. So, you know, if you have like monolids, if you have hooded eyelids, like tapered double eyelids, you'll really need something that's smaller, that's more precise. This is how it compares to the Etude House one. So it's even smaller. I really like this pencil brush. I'm pretty sure e.l.f. has one like this as well, but a little bit bigger. And then this is my go-to blending brush now for whenever I'm trying to blend. Can you see this? It's pretty much the exact same shape but just smaller, and because it's smaller with shorter bristles, it just provides a little bit more precision but still does a really good job of blending it out. Alright, eyeliner. I have two. I actually didn't like it when I first tried it, and then I realized I keep on using it. So I think it's one of my most worn eyeliners the entire year. So this is the roller liner from Benefit. I had a lot of mixed feelings about this just because I was like, I don't know if I really like it. It's very easy to apply. It's very quick. It's very inky. It's very black. I'm using it right now on my face. At first, I didn't like it because I was really directly comparing it to its predecessor, the Stila Stay All Day eyeliner. And I felt like this one didn't. But now that I have eyelash extensions pretty much all the time, you can sort of remove most of it, you know? You can sort of remove a little bit of it with your eyeshadow, because then I don't mess up my eyelash extensions, and then I can still apply some and it looks great. So my most used. And then as we mentioned, the Stila Stay All Day, if you need something that's like performance grade, event grade, cannot mess up, needs to stay all day, just go with the Stila. Stila's really fantastic. I've used this for 5 years now and I'm still using it. Amazing. So for the cheeks, I've been a little naughty. I've just been like switching up and using a lot of different things. I don't think anything has reached like holy grail status, but I do find myself reaching for more cream products, especially for contour. I'm sure y'all have seen this throughout the year. I've not stopped talking about it. This is from Illamasqua. It's the Gel Sculpt and Silhouette. I use it all the time. It's just such a good contour. It's like a gel color, essentially. It's a stick and it's so small, right? I bring it with me everywhere whenever I'm traveling. It does such a good job at sculpting your face, and then I blend it out with this e.l.f. Flawless blending brush. I use this sometimes without like a powder bronzer on top of it, just to be like natural like today. So I didn't use any powdered bronzer. In terms of blush, like I generally like a lot of different blushes and I use a lot of different blushes, but this is a discovery this year that I really enjoy. So this is the Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo in Girl Next Door and Chic Freak. I use it on my cheeks right now. Every time I feel a little bit dull or I don't really know what to work with, or if I want to like really look good for an event, I just bust these babies out. Wow, they're so beautiful. Hey, look at this. Look at this. You can separate them and use them separately, but I like to take my big old brush. Some real techniques. It's a bit gross by now, but I use it all the time. I love this tapered shape. I love that it's a white dual fiber so you can see how much product you're picking out. I don't even tap. I just and then I immediately color comes off. It's so pigmented. It's so smooth. And this just does such a good job at brightening my skin tone and making me look like I already have highlighter on even though I don't. But it's not in like a way where you're like, oh god, she's still wearing highlighter like that. Like, it's just so subtle. It's beautiful. This and Charlotte Tilbury, maybe they can go out on a couple of dates, see if they can make some babies, because I really like them. Wow, this video has been going on for very long. Let me just jump into lips real quick. So this is what I'm wearing right now, and this is what I've been wearing a lot. When I don't want to think about what I have on my lips, I go for these. I'm very into like balmy lipsticks, like kind of sheer, easily buildable. I talk a lot, I eat a lot, so I don't want to see no cracks. I don't want to see like very thick cakey stuff on my lips. So these are so good. I don't know what these are called exactly, but I think these are like the XL balmy lipsticks. If you follow me on my Instagram earlier this year, they sent like a PR kit with like donuts, right? And then they sent it to like my family's house on accident, and then my brother picked it up and I was like, hey, like I can't collect it right now, but you know, I would like you to show off the PR package because I thought it was kind of cute, like little donuts, like it's balmy and jelly-ish, like it's kind of cute. So then he was like, okay, I'll do it. And then he did a little video of himself. Oh my god, he took the video and he was like, okay, hi, so these are like donuts.
Okay, so here's what's in the box. There's some donuts and then there's like lip balm or whatever. Thank you.
And I was like, bro, like what? It was so funny. It made me laugh. It made all of us laugh. It made the XL people laugh. And I just didn't know how much I would come to enjoy these products. It's a really good shade range, 6 of them. The one I'm using is GB03. It's like a watermelon-y color. Wow, it's damn nice. I'm gonna set it aside because I'm gonna touch up. I just really like them so much. And XL is pretty affordable, so So another favorite of mine has been like the Innisfree Vivid Cotton inks. I have 5 colors with me here. They span from, like I said, nudie to corally to orangey to reddy to like a red tone purple. They fade a little bit more, but they also give you more pigmentation, and they are really beautiful. They feel like nothing on your lips, and I've been using them a lot throughout the year. Okay, and then for normal lipsticks, oh yeah, everything is from like a Korean Japanese brand. Okay, so these are actually from Etude House. And for the longest time, I didn't really shop at Etude House because I thought things were like too cutesy and not really me, but I think they're trying to go into like a more fun territory than like cutesy princessy. So this is also from the Rudolph collection. I got these pretty recently, but I am so impressed with the formula and the color range. I just think they got the trendy colors like spot on, and I think they're very, very comfortable to wear. So I'm gonna swatch these on my arm and show y'all, but these are beautiful, and even the packaging is kind of fun. So I don't do the whole Korean like rosebud lip look, I just apply the entire thing over my lips, and I find that these are incredibly smooth, very, very creamy. If you're looking for a good traditional lipstick, I think you should try and look at Etude House's ones because they are quite affordable. All in all, I was very impressed with this year's like Etude House holiday collection. Even the eye palettes are like Alright, so that's my 2019 favorites. I know there was a lot of it, but I really do love these items, and I've been trying out a lot of stuff, so these are like the creme de la creme. Let me know what you've also enjoyed this year, like genuinely let me know, give me more recommendations because I can't wait to dig into stuff for 2020. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. I make new videos every week, so I will see you next week. Turn on that bell, ding ding ding. Bye!